Alright, what's going on, you guys? Roder Bet speaking, bringing the best, most consistent and transparent betting strategy out there. In this video, I'll be covering UFC Fight Night 176, UFC Vegas 8, Overeem versus Sakai. You guys know the drill here. If you're familiar and you to my channel, you know how to use this spreadsheet. You know what do this color codes mean. If you do not, take a look into the introductory video. I'm explaining there in details how you can use it and use to your best knowledge. Why do I say that this is the most consistent and transparent betting strategy? I'm tracking the results from the start of the channel. Everything's out here and recorded in the videos. You guys can see it from here. So it's over 330% profit in 7 events, and in terms of overall money, it was over 50% of the total money that I have been betting. So, like I said, this is very well explained in the introductory video. In this part, I also break down for confidence level of those bets, right? And in this chart, you guys can see how much I'm doing in the high confidence bet, in the medium, and in the low, all right? And in the this is the overall per month, yeah. So basically, this is the sum up. So if you would like to hear the breakdown, please bear with me. Like I said, I'll be covering here the main card. So let me start from the bottom up. I will be starting with Zelim Imadaev versus Michel Pereira. Okay, so this is an interesting fight. Both guys started, quite interesting in the UFC. Imadaev, he was more like he started off like a boxer in some matches, but suddenly he started spinning. He spun way too much in fights, got timed in those spins, taken down, clinched, So the guy was kind of maybe overexcited because of this UFC, wanted to show off his flashy style, but it didn't work much for him. And in the next fight, so in his debut, he was too much, flashy, and then after that he started being more composed and fighting, more objectively. So what I like about him, he's super aggressive, he's very strong. He has an iron chin in the resistance. He's been knocked out his last fight, but I do not think this is an issue of his chin. He actually has a very strong chin, and I think he's still super young, 25, and that chin is still very strong in my opinion. Okay. So like I said, it started off a little bit derailed, but I do think he's found his composure in the fights. Similar conversation even to the next level with Pereira. The guy is like acrobatic in the octagon. He jumps in the cage, he spins, he goes this backflips, whatever he does. Was kind of crazy, but somehow was effective. He kind of explodes at the right time. Listen, his first fight, he got his opponent with powerful right hands. It was Danny Roberts, right? He took the flying knee there, so he was nasty. And then he got a very disappointing loss to Tristan Connolly, whereas he just burned his energy in 2 minutes, and Connolly was just consistent and won the fight. His last fight against Diego Sanchez was kind of weird because he didn't use that much energy, but he looked tired, so he's kind of a question mark how this guy will show up. That's why I'm picking Imadaev to win, and I'm also betting Imadaev because I think he's more consistent. He'll be able to be more aggressive, take the control of the octagon. You can make an argument and a case for Pereira. He's the more well-rounded. I'll give you or him that, but I do not think he's that effective. He doesn't time that well. Actually, he times things well, but he doesn't go. He doesn't add the volume to the things, That's why I'm thinking he's not gonna quite show up here, and that's why I think Imadaev is the safest pick, and I'm betting him in a small amount. Next one, let me go with Jailin Turner versus Thiago Moises. So this is a very exciting fight in my opinion. I'm very hyped to this fight to see how much I added on comments in both of these guys. So Turner, he's incredibly, big by height, very tall and long and lean. He's an elite striker, If you guys haven't seen him striking, it's elite. He not only uses that range super well, he mixes well. He mixes very well enough of his attacks, both with knee punches elbows, you know. Defensively, he's very strong, hands are up, you know, he moves his head well, he's tough to hit, you know. The guy is like, I think he's 6'3" or 6'4", I don't know. But, so super tall, 155, super tough to take down, you know. He's calm, he has controlled aggression, he's pacing himself. To me, he doesn't have much weaknesses, you know, despite the fact that he's got some losses. Maybe people are thinking that he's not strong or he doesn't have a chin or something. I don't think so. I think he's big and strong. Plus, he's got some grappling himself. I wouldn't consider, obviously, in this fight against Moises, especially. But, you know, small flaws I've seen on Turner. He doesn't defend well single legs, and that cardio, maybe it's a question. I'm not sure. I think he has a good cardio. We'll see. Now, Moises, guy is super technical everywhere. You know, I like his fighting style. He's very good on the time, you know. He times that right hand very well. He's a fast kicker. He's flexible. He kicks very fast, like I said. Good leg kicks, quick switch kick, you know. He's also very powerful and accurate, you know. Wrestling is good. BJJ is elite. And what I don't like much about him is he basically lacks aggression. He doesn't have a good output. And I think this will cost him the fight. Turner is a plus 160 underdog. This is a medium recommendation bet, I believe. I put that as a medium recommendation. Because to me, Turner is a favorite, you know. It's going to be tough for Moises to overcome that reach, even if he tries to roll for a leg lock or something like he made against Michael Johnson. I do think Turner has enough skills to quickly get out from those type of things. Plus, he's the much busier fighter, Turner is. And I do think he's a strong favorite here. That's why I'm giving a medium recommendation here. So next one. Let's go with Karol Rosa versus Sijara Eubanks. Guys, it's a tough fight to pick. Actually, it's I think I've seen the line in Eubanks opening at plus 150. I haven't at the time I haven't watched the fight. So I didn't bet, but it would be a great bet, honestly, because this is nearly pick-em fight. It's tough to call, you know, because Eubanks, I think she has more potential. You know, she has certainly the more well-rounded game. And she has some flashes of greatness, but the problem is that eventually she just doesn't show up. You know, that happened when she was at 125, it happened when she was at 135. Some fights she comes striking pretty well. The next fight she comes super slow, gets tired after 3 punches. You know, it's just not understandable. Also, her strategy, sometimes she comes with a very good strategy. She shoots, she clinches, she does everything. The other fight she just, you know, sits duck and does nothing. Rosa, she's a little bit more consistent, but she's basically a striker. She's improving, you know, like she's not an elite striker or something, but she's a very good striker. Definitely she's better than Eubanks. So she also has the speed here. So it's tough to call, you know. If Eubanks shows up, actually I would say Eubanks is a favorite, but she just doesn't show up, you know, and you can't just count on her. That's why I'm kind of picking Rosa. I'm totally not confident in this pick. Neither I'm confident betting any of these girls. This is a fight I'm not betting so far. But maybe a decision is worth getting in either of these girls. You know, they're both quite tough. I don't think they're gonna knock each other out, or I don't think Eubanks can submit her. So maybe a decision is a good bet, either in Rosa, either in Eubanks, okay? So consider those lines if you can find it. Plus 200, plus 250 in Rosa, plus 300 in Eubanks would be a very good bet, okay? My opinion. Next one, let's go with OSP, right? Versus Menifield. Again, this fight has been rebooked. Guys, if you are considering betting Menifield, my suggestion is if you don't bet. If you're considering to bet OSP, I think OSP will be able to win this fight, but I'm totally not confident in betting OSP at these lines. To me, either way, plus 140 minimum. You just can't count any of these guys in, you know. Both of them have potential, you know. Menifield, you can argue that he's a little bit more consistent, but, you know, he's just limited. He's still, you know, an evolving fighter. Okay, he has power, he has those good hooks, he's trying to evolve. Sorry about that, but at the end of the day, I don't think he's that consistent yet. And it's not easy to hit OSP, you know. OSP is athletic, he's tall. But the problem of betting USP, basically the guy just doesn't show up, you know. He kind of sits duck almost every fight, you know. He never realizes his potential. And sometimes he comes with a good strategy. Maybe it's the same conversation like I was saying for Eubanks. Sometimes he shoots, he does a good job, you know. He's a good grappler, especially from top. He's big, he's massive, not bad technique. But he just doesn't show up, you know. And you can never count OSP neither in, neither out, you know. But why I think OSP has an advantage here and why I'm picking OSP, because I think at the end of the day, he'll be able to eventually clinch, you know, or where Menifield's arm out. Menifield probably will get tired, you know. So I'm not confident in any of these guys. And like I said, if I'm gonna bet this card, gonna be over plus 140 on either guy. Okay, maybe OSP 130. I'll be considering. Okay. All right. So I think okay, the main card now: Alistair Overeem versus Augusto Sakai. Interesting fight. I like this matchup, both as a fan and as a bettor. I'm picking and betting Sakai, and the reason is, despite those ridiculous experience that Overeem has, and despite his being the more fast and more athletic, more well-rounded guy, I like Sakai's pressure better. I think he's hungrier. I think he'll be able to avoid the Overeem shots. If you guys haven't seen Sakai, he's not a bad striker, you know. He doesn't move much. He's kind of big and you know, quite static there in the cage, but the head doesn't move well. The head moves well, and the hands are always up. So it's not that easy to hit him. Plus, Overeem doesn't throw that much combos, and he's not that consistent with volume, you know. So I don't think gonna be a problem for Sakai to avoid Overeem's shots. Plus, he's aggressive, you know. He's gonna take the octagon control. I think he'll try to land way more on Overeem, and you guys know that Overeem has a tendency after he gets hit to cover up, to kind of get himself a little bit lost in the fights, you know. Overeem obviously has the wrestling in this fight. He can take top position, land on Sakai, but I do think Sakai gonna be smart enough to quickly stand back up. I think he has a decent cardio despite looking a little bit out of shape. So that's why I'm picking and betting Sakai in this fight. Okay, so I think that's it for the main card. So just quickly running through those numbers. So I'm betting this fight. I'm gonna cover on the prelims. Okay, so I'm betting Romanov. I didn't speak about this fight. I'll cover in the prelims. I'm betting Sakai at plus 150. It's 2% from my betting money on a straight and on a half as a parlay. I'm betting Jailin Turner as a median recommendation as well. 3%, so it's my biggest bet on the card on a straight, and 1.5%. I'm also parlaying Turner the underdog. I have a small bet on Zelim and Imadaev, both straight and parlaying. And I'm not betting neither Karol, Rosa, neither Eubanks, at least at these lines, you know. I'd like a Eubanks on plus 140 or plus 150, okay? But I'll definitely take a look in decisions for either of these girls. I think it's a very likely scenario. Tough to pick which one. Maybe Rosa. It's a small chance to win the decision better than Eubanks, but not that much, okay? So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe. In the future, consider supporting the channel and share with your friends. Until there, this is Roder Bet, bringing the best, most consistent and transparent betting strategy for you.